This episode of the Old Dogs REI Network is brought to you by Mino Studio. Welcome to the Old Dogs REI Network, where cash flow is king. Real estate investing, the means, so you can enjoy your retirement dreams. This is the show where we cut right to the chase. No sales pitch, no long monologues, just simple how-to real estate investing advice, so you can earn the passive income you need to enjoy your retirement today. And now, your host and chief old dog, Bill Manassero.
Hello, old dogs, and welcome to
Fun Facts Friday.
This is our once-a-week, only on Friday show, where we have special episodes not featuring guests. Well, I will share tricks, tips, terminology, and techniques that will help skyrocket you to real estate investing success. Today's topic is 10 reasons why I started investing in real estate in my 60s. But before we get started, I just wanted to just say a couple of quick announcements here, one of which is I hope you guys are all doing well. I really want to encourage you to just keep moving forward with your goals, especially if you decided you're going to be investing in real estate or you already are and you're looking to expand that. Also, I'm here to help folks that are interested. And if you want to write me, feel free to write me anytime at bill@olddogsreinetwork.com. You can write me, ask questions. I'll ask you if I can put it into our Ask Bill segment, which airs once a month on the Fun Fact Friday show. You can write me via email, or if you want to schedule a phone call, that's great too. I'd love to talk with you. Also, if you're ever in Southern California, I'd be happy to meet you for coffee or lunch and just get a chance to chat about what you're doing as well. We have a Facebook group, and I invite you to join that. You just look up Old Dogs, spelled DAWG, as I mention every week, and can join the Old Dogs REI Network on Facebook. And finally, if you are an investor and you're looking for maybe multifamily investments that you would be interested in, we are looking to purchase 100 units plus this year, Lord willing, and we also have a goal of over 1,000 units by 2020. So we are always very interested in folks that want to join us in that, to be a partner as an investor. You can sign up for our investors newsletter at ManasseroProperties.com, and Manassero is M as in mother A, N as in Nancy A, SS, the two S's as in Sam, ERO. Properties.com. You can go to the investor section there to sign up. Well, we have a kind of a long one here. I'll try to keep it as concise as I can because this is a loaded topic, but really it is why in the world did I pick real estate investing at 60 years of age? Well, whatever your situation, I thought it'd be helpful just to share this information in the thought processes that I went through to decide about real estate investing as the means to be able to help me in my retirement years. So, not all of it's all that great for me. I'm here, like I said, to share good, the bad, and the ugly with the purpose of educating you and hopefully avoiding mistakes that I made. But I don't know what your situation is. Maybe you are, 10 years, 20 years away from retirement, and you're just maybe starting to do the calculations and take a look at what is required for your retirement that you've always dreamed of. Or maybe you're already retired and you're realizing you may not have the funds that you need to be able to do the things that you want to do. Maybe you're looking to leverage what you have to grow it and make it last longer. Or maybe you miss some aspect of your retirement planning, for example, allowances for long-term care, and you want to try to factor that in to be able to allow your long-term care covered so your kids don't have to necessarily cover that. Or maybe you just want to increase your monthly income so that you can do more things and not be maybe on such a tight budget. Or maybe you're looking at, just not getting through retirement, but to actually create and build something that you could leave as a legacy for your family, your children, your grandchildren. Or maybe you're just fine. You were one of those smart guys that you did all the right planning and you've got a great retirement going for you and you're just looking for a better return on your investment dollars. So, there's a lot of reasons why people might want to look at real estate investing. And I'll try to go over as fast as I can my situation, and hopefully it'll help you. There was a period in my life when I just didn't even want to think about retirement planning. I didn't know how to do it, and I naively thought I would never really retire. Hello, McFly. I just sort of ignored it. I always said, and I kind of still do, that I'll never retire. Are you kidding? What am I going to do? Collect seashells for the rest of my life? No, I want to be useful and active, use my brain, set goals, achieve something. To quote one of my favorite movies, Secondhand Lions, with Robert Duvall and Michael Caine. If you've never seen it, it's a great movie. Anyway, these two guys, old codgers, just like me, they said they want to die with their boots on. In other words, I always want to have something to do, even up into my last breath. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but there's a reality called survival, and I just kind of blanked out that. I had an IRA account, pretty early on, and I contributed to it each year, more for tax purposes, but I really didn't sit down with one of those guys that helps people plan those sort of things, and I just kept avoiding or postponing that meeting and just kept kind of moving forward with my life. Well, the old saying about failing to plan means you're planning to fail, and that was me. If you don't have a vision of what your retirement years will look like, you'll likely drift through your, senior years and wonder what the heck went wrong. And you'll end up having to scramble at the last minute. Well, that's sort of what happened to me. I went from corporate culture to being an entrepreneur to full-time ministry. And sprinkled in between and throughout was world travel and being a professional musician and some things I don't really even remember at all. But anyway, the reality was, here I was turning 60, and I was not in the least bit prepared for what was ahead. As I mentioned, I had 20 plus years in business on the corporate side, started in banking, started my own marketing, advertising, public relation firm. I did a lot of different things. Was with an internet startup, then ended up in full-time ministry, started Child Hope International, our Haiti mission, ended up living in Haiti for the last 12 years. And in my latter years of Haiti, Haiti was awesome. They were amazing years, some of the best years of my life, where we saw young lives transformed and God work in a powerful way. But we also had malaria, dengue fever, attempted kidnappings. My wife survived cancer, thank you, Lord, Hodgkin's lymphoma. We've been through numerous government coups, rioting in the streets, hurricanes, the big earthquake in 2010, and much more. But we were getting older, and we didn't have the energy we had when we started out. Our kids were getting older. They were growing up and moving back to the States. We had 4 grandchildren, a couple of which we hardly ever saw, and physical and emotional requirements too it's just, Haiti took a lot out of us, and we knew it was really time to start looking at whether or not we were going to stay there and that was going to be the place that we died, or whether we were going to go back. So we decided to take a 1-year sabbatical to come back to the States to pray and make sure that this was what we were supposed to do. Well, in the meantime, we had to find people to fill in for us there in the mission, although we had a lot of great Haitian employees there. We also wanted somebody that could communicate with the States really well. And so we had to get a lot of things in order. And we finally left Haiti. We came out to the States. My goal was really to take a look at retirement, and would that be something that we're going to be prepared to do? Well, frankly, we had nothing really set aside other than this little IRA. And granted, the IRA had done well. I'd invested in the right stocks and it grew, but it wasn't going to carry us through the remaining years of our life, let alone, we had 3 kids still living at home. So we really needed to look at other options. And that's really where, we started sort of laying it out and saying, well, what are we going to do? And if we do stay here and we don't go back to Haiti, what are we going to do? So we started asking these questions, things like, what do you want the rest of your life to look like? Some people, maybe it's playing golf or laying on the beach or volunteering for their favorite cause. spending time with grandchildren. Maybe you had a business or a interest you wanted to pursue, photography or crafts or whatever. Then where will you live? And we're going to live where our family is, where most of our kids are and grandkids, or are we going to go maybe even out of the country, to Puerto Rico or someplace like that? We also ask the question, how will you develop your retirement interests? If there's things that you want to do, you have to be in a place where you can do those things. Number 4 would be, how will you finance retirement? Where the fund's going to come from to be able to cover the costs of things that we would have to support us, as well as be able to help out our family. And finally, the pressure was basically there to, set a goal, but without a deadline, it's just a pipe dream, right? So write down your plan once you know what it is you want to do. And ours involved, not only just going ahead and getting in a place and retiring. We wanted to do more, and Haiti is always a big part of our hearts, and we have this nonprofit called Child Hope International that we want to continue to support and be involved with. So our goal also had to involve that as well. So there were a lot of questions and a lot of things to consider that we pondered over. I looked at various options. I looked at the possibility of getting a full-time job. And at 60 years of age, there's a ton of experience there, but not a lot of people are hiring 60-year-olds. I know I could always get the blue vest and maybe hand out shopping carts at Walmart, and nothing wrong with that. It's just that, it's a full-time job. And was I ready for another full-time job? So there were just a lot of questions that went through. I looked at, I had started businesses in the past, and that really seemed like the thing that made the most sense to me, because I'd at least be able to control it a little bit better than working for someone else. So I looked at online businesses. I even got involved with sort of a reselling type online business where I'd buy things on Amazon, resell them on eBay, and just kind of experimented while I was still in Haiti, in fact, and we were making some money. I was teaching some of the kids in our orphanage the same business, and they're making hundreds of dollars, which is a lot of money in Haiti. Doing these simple transactions online, but that also looked a lot like a full-time job, and it would require a lot to be able to generate the kinds of funds that would be necessary. And just by a fluke, I received some inheritance funds, which I ended up investing in real estate just because I didn't want to put any more in the stock market. I was heavily vested there, and I wanted to look for something to diversify, and found some turnkey properties, researched the cities that they were in because I wanted to get a good market, and boom, the next month I flew from Haiti to Tennessee and Atlanta. I bought 3 properties, came back to Haiti. I kind of forgot about it, and then the next month the money just started appearing in my checking account, and I was going, oh, this is pretty sweet. I don't have to do anything. They have property managers. And then I started thinking more and more about real estate. Finally, I said, you know what? This is pretty cool. I bought another property in Indianapolis, a duplex, that not only appreciated really rapidly, but has been just a cash cow with just people that are just, tenants that are good payers and generating a nice little income for a property that didn't cost me much to buy at all. Basically, it came down to, okay, this is going to be it. This is going to be the way that we're going to be able to achieve our retirement dreams and to be able to generate the funds for Haiti and the other things that we want to do. And so I had to make a plan, and that's what I did. I sat down and started mapping it out. And as we are now growing and we're meeting our goal, we set a goal of 1,000 units in 6 years. And a lot of people say that's crazy, and maybe it is, but we don't want to take a lot of time to get to that goal. Once we achieve that goal, we want to be able to just sit back and enjoy what we have created, and to be able to pay off the properties and be able to get them well positioned for the future. I basically took a look at it and I said, you know what? There are a lot of good reasons. Here are 10 of the reasons that I came up with that really are at the basis of my decision as to why I chose real estate investing. Number one, I needed income, but I didn't want a full-time job. The neat thing about real estate investing, especially if you get property managers and other folks like that, is that you don't have to work any more than you really want to, and it can be very, very easy to do. So I want to spend time with my family more. I want to spend time with my grandkids. I want to be able to fly over to Haiti or fly to see, some of my kids if I need to. And this would allow me the opportunity to do that. Number two, it's easy. Okay, I bought a house before. I know how to buy a house, and I know what it's like to sign escrow papers and those types of things. So that part I had down. Now, granted, number three is that it keeps my mind active. And that's really, there is an education required to be able to do this. And that is a neat thing about it, is you're keeping your mind active. You're learning new things. Yeah, I know how to buy a house, but there's a little bit more to it when you're buying apartment buildings. And so I'm learning things, and that I love that. I love that. Number four, I control my time. I can work as little or as much as I want to. And that kind of freedom really is important in these years to be able to do that. Now, I'm working very hard to get things off the ground, but I can take a week off if I want. I can take more than that off because I've got people that are really, watching over things as I move forward. It doesn't matter where I live. I can live anywhere. Now, granted, we do want to be near our family, and that's an important part of our decision. But, if we wanted to move to another country, we could still do this. And, as long as I have a computer near me and I can Skype or I can get on a phone, I can communicate with people. Number six, I'm always meeting interesting people, and that's great. I networking and going to various events. Obviously, with my podcast, I meet just fascinating people, and so that's a really neat advantage to this. You get to meet new, interesting people. Number seven, you don't need a lot of cash to get started. You really don't. There are properties that are very inexpensive. You can buy them through auction. You can buy them in a lot of different ways. You can do owner financing. There's a lot of different things. So you don't always have to have a lot of cash to get started. Number eight, you can make a lot of money very quickly. And that's one of the neat things about real estate is that, if I started another type of business, it'll be years and years before, I could really start getting a return on it. Whereas, I bought these turnkey properties. I was making money the next month. It's got that kind of advantage. You can grow and ramp up and leverage very quickly. Number nine, there are great tax advantages. When you start generating all of this income, you're going to have to think about, oh my gosh, I'm going to be able to pay taxes on it. Am I only going to get half of it? Well, somehow our laws regarding taxation of real estate are very favorable for the investor, and you are able to write off a lot of things. Your income, and your tax liabilities are not as crazy as you would think with any other type of business. And number 10, you can create a legacy. And that was really an important thing to me because I wanted to have something I could leave for my kids. It's tangible. Real estate is tangible. You can go there and you can walk and you can touch the ground of your property. You can touch the buildings. You have something that you can hand down to your kids. And I even have some of my kids that are interested in learning real estate now because of what I'm doing. And I'll be able to work alongside them at some point and hand it off to them. And hopefully they'll just keep it going and do the same with their kids. So that's just 10 of my reasons. I think there are a lot more, but I think those are 10 that were important to me in making that decision. So for you, it may be 10 different things, but I think that real estate is a great vehicle for retirement and for the years after we're gone. So that is it for today. Please note, Old Dog listeners, everything presented here today can be accessed in our show notes on the Old Dogs website at olddogsreinetwork.com. So until next time, remember, cash flow is king and real estate investing the means. Thanks again for listening, and may God bless.
Thank you very much for visiting the Old Dogs REI Network. We would greatly appreciate if you would stop by iTunes and let us know what you think of the show. We would love if you could subscribe to the podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and write a review. The more ratings and reviews we receive, the more visible the podcast will be to others. Thank you.